Hello, everyone. I'm pleased to introduce you to Margaret James. Margaret is the National Director of SIAMS, which stands for the Statutory Inspection of Anglican and Methodist Schools. And she's just written a Grove booklet.
Hello, Trevor. Hello, everybody. By the way, it was really good to have the opportunity to write that booklet, because the changes that we're making to SIAMS that will be implemented from this coming September 2023, are actually really deeply rooted. They're deeply thought through, and yet it's very easy for that narrative to be replaced by people just looking at the headlines. And I wanted to have a chance to be able to explain the real thinking behind the changes, particularly for the benefit of those whom those changes are going to affect. So I do that in the Grove book. The headlines are easy to remember. So grades are going, for example, but there's so much more to it. That's not a decision that we came to without any thought. That emerged from the approach that we've taken to inspection. There's a lot more to it than the headline. So it's good to have a chance to be able to expand on that. Another narrative that we need to be careful to avoid is that, oh, SIAMS has become a pass-fail inspection, and it hasn't. It certainly hasn't become a pass-fail. The judgments instead, one of two judgments that a school will be given, will reflect the robust narrative evidence base that an inspector will gather. So having 9,000 or 10,000 words to explain that has been a really good opportunity. Well, I think that anybody involved in church schools would benefit from reading it, but then I would say that, wouldn't I? I think principally those who work for diocesan boards for education, diocesan education teams, diocesan multi-academy trusts, anybody in church school leadership will benefit from reading this. I do sincerely hope that my team of inspectors will all read this, and it'll help to emphasize the messages that we're giving in training. So essentially, anybody and everybody who's involved in any way in the leadership of church schools, either paid leadership or voluntary leadership as in governance. Thing that struck me most, I think, in writing it is how easy it is to be distracted by a headline, to take a soundbite and to run with it, and then to create your own version of reality from that. Also, I think it was quite confronting to me to have to pay attention to the fact that I'm immersed in SIAMS for over 40 hours every week, and it's all I do most of the time. But it's not all that everybody else does. Even those working in church schools do not just think about SIAMS all of the time. So it struck me that that group of people deserve for changes to be explained thoroughly, for the thinking, the rationale to be set out, so that they can have the enthusiasm for those changes that I've got through my understanding of them.
Well, as a chair of governors in a church primary school at the moment, and as the person who helped supervise your writing of this, I think I can say that I think it's going to be incredibly helpful to all of us involved in the church school system. So thank you, Margaret.
Thank you, Trevor.